Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little while since we had a actual video, but things have been super busy around, and I just wanted to give you an update on the 4BT swap, how it's coming along, show you a couple of problems we ran into, and the solutions that we had to solve those problems. So follow along, and I'll show you what we did. Alright, so it looks a little bit different than last we saw. We got the intercooler mounted up. Back in here you can see it's bolted on these tabs. This whole bracket we made these brackets as well to hold the intercooler there. And this is all made out of 1x1 steel tubing that is welded together and bolted down into the frame right there. We also made ourselves up a throttle bracket here and have a locker throttle cable from a speed shop in Fawn Hill. So we managed to pick that up. It's stainless steel, fully universal, so you can adjust it to the length you need. But no, she works pretty slick. One of the main problems though that we ran into with the throttle is the pedal itself. So this one we're going from drive-by cable, or sorry, drive-by wire, so an electronic throttle, to drive-by cable. So what you have right here, that cable. So in order to do that, we had to have a arm on the throttle, on the throttle pedal. But for this vehicle, this here is what we had. This is what we had to work with. You can see it's all electronic, so there's nowhere to really put a cable at all. So you can see it pivots right here. So what we had to do is bring a lever up so it would swing. And there's no way to really attach one onto here. So what we did is we found a 04 Tahoe pedal has the sensors that we need, but it also has like a little arm that comes off that we could add onto and bring a lever up so we could attach our throttle cable to it and run it through the firewall. So let me show you what that pedal looks like. I just got to pull one up on the computer, and yeah, I'll show you where we attached everything to it. So here's the pedal that we went with. You can see it has the throttle position sensor up here, which is important because we needed an input from the throttle position sensor for our transmission control module. So we needed a throttle pedal input. So we have the electronic portion here. There's a little close-up of it. The pins had to be repinned for the to convert this pedal from an 04 to the 08 connector. So basically we just bought a pigtail for here and found the wiring diagram and wired everything back up. But on this pedal, you can see right here there's this tab that sticks up. So basically we cut that off, made an arm that goes up from here and attached it to where it goes onto here. So we still have this spring that pulls it back. We still have another spring here which also helps it go back, but we have this attached here with a bolt and then some weld, and it goes up, and then when you push down on this end it pulls on here. So finding how far we needed it to travel was a little, it wasn't really tricky, but it's just something that we had to work with too. So what we did was we took the arm on the pump itself, pulled it, and measured how far the hole moved. I think it was like 3.5 inches or something like that it went back. So then we took our pedal, mounted the flat spot onto a vise, and put the pedal down, and then found a point. We made a rough stick out of some, not a stick, but made a rough lever out of some cardboard and figured out how far it needed to travel. So then that would give us where to put our hole and where to put, and what angle to mount the lever at to pull the throttle open. Also, since this has power pedals, we had to space out the accelerator pedal to match the height of the brake pedal. And also for this lever, luckily on this vehicle, there's a big hollow spot up under the dash for the arm to swing back and forth on. So there's no clearance issues or anything under there. We just had to wire it up to the new wiring and do the throttle positions, or we had to wire it up to the wiring, figure out how far of a swing we needed on our arm, weld that up, and then mount the pedal into the vehicle. So you can see up in there the spacers that we made for the pedal there. It's just some square tubing with some washers welded on, and that bottom nut there is actually adjustable so we can come in and out further. So yeah, there's that. There's how we spaced everything out, and she's nice and solid. So after we got the throttle and everything figured out, then we got our air conditioner mounted in. So for that, we had to go with a 3rd gen AC compressor, and that bolted right up and gave us a flange on the back to mount the lines to, because the older style, like an industrial style, has 2 fittings that come out the back of it, and they are too long to fit between the engine mount and the AC compressor, so you can't get a fitting on there. So what we did was we mounted that up. So you can see our AC compressor down in there, and we had to make up some new lines for it, weld them together and bend them around so they're not touching anything. I still have to clean up some wiring down in there over here because it's kind of jammed in there. There's still some connectors on there that we don't need. But yeah, that is a 3rd gen Cummins AC compressor. So we got that done there. She fits right in there. And then what else did we do since we last chatted? Well, the intercooler for sure was not done with anything with, so we have it started here. Again, it's all mounted up nice and solid, so it's not going anywhere. We had to make a bracket for here to hold the pipe so it doesn't flop around and do everything. But we got these sweet tension clamps from BD Diesel. We're going to be using for our charge pipes. We got that made there, and then it comes in, goes around our vacuum pump, and then we just got to bring it from here up into the intake. And then on the other side, it's going to come around, go in here, and then come out of this hole right here and go into our outlet of our turbocharger. But before we do the side right here, we got to get the intake in, the intake filter and everything, and get that in so we know where we have to run the line for the charge pipe. So yeah, and then we have to do the grid heater relay and wire up the tranny control module and some stuff like that. And then we're getting close to the point where we can start looking forward to firing this thing up. So just a quick update on the 4BT and the Escalade. Sorry it took so long to get out, but this is where we're at. And yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And don't forget, if you have any questions, anything like that, just leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you. And yeah, thank you for watching, and we will catch you on the next one.